Welcome back, everyone. So this is going to be a combination video. It is Cakesicles, cake pops, and Rice Krispie treats, and it's all over the board. So first off, I want to thank everybody because one of my videos hit 1,000 views. So thank you guys for watching. And I also want to give a shout out to my cousin. This video was for her, so this is her university decision. I made treats for her for that because she's going to Howard University and HBCU in Washington, D.C., so I'm so excited for her, and I know she's going to do amazing, and she's going to love it. So, now on to the video. So, I did red velvet cake, and I got this recipe offline. I had to double the cake recipe because I was kind of scared that I wasn't going to have enough, but I did have enough. And I made 8 cakesicles, 5 cake pops, I believe, and I still had more left over. And right there, this whole process of what I'm doing took me about 14 minutes. I used store-bought frosting. Normally I don't, but I just don't want to make buttercream for cake pops, and then I have all this extra and then I have to freeze it. So I just used some store-bought frosting, and I used chocolate to kind of enhance the flavor of the red velvet cake. And I actually ended up using a lot. I think I almost used the whole tub of frosting. So, and I think I end up showing you. I can also put it in the description box what kind I bought. But I believe it was Betty Crocker. And like I said, I believe I used the whole tub. Well, not the whole tub. Basically the whole tub, because you want to get it to that Play-Doh consistency. And I prefer using my stand mixer because it's easier for me to gauge what it's supposed to look like. I can see it go from the crumbly cake feel to it getting more clumpy, and I can hear, I don't know, I just hear it. And right there is what you saw. It went by so fast because I sped the video up so fast. And as you see, Zweetiez makes a special guest appearance. So I cut the Rice Krispies down a little bit. I am still not the best at dipping Rice Krispie treats, but this is the way I like them. You'll see in a second how I dip them, because normally whenever I dip them and then I shake them off, the stick starts to come through the middle of the Rice Krispie treat. So doing them this time, I believe I found a way for me not to make a hole through the Rice Krispie treat, and I like it, and I'll tell you why once we get to that part. Again, I just want to thank you guys for watching my videos. I am going to keep making content because when I'm trying to do something, I like to watch videos and I do research, and sometimes I can't find the content that I'm looking for, so then I have to figure it out on my own. So I want to be able to help people. I want to be able to show them what to do and show them a different way of doing it, or how I do it. And if they like it, there they go. So the candy notes, I use the same one, Sweet Tooth Fairy, and it was the red and the royal blue. I can link those also in the description box. And like I've stated before, I use the chocolate that I can't pronounce. Next video, I'm sorry guys, next video I'm gonna figure out how to pronounce it so I can actually say it right. Now onto my cakesicles. I have been trying to perfect my cakesicles every time I do them, so I am getting to where I want them to look, the way I want them to look. I like to get a really big piece and push in around all the sides, and then put my stick in the middle because that's where it's hollow. Kind of like I like to hollow out the center. Then I add some chocolate right where the stick is to make sure it's able to stick and adhere to the cake, because as you'll see, you will see why I do that. And I really like for it to have like that clean look on the back, but because it helps when you pull it out of the mold and you just don't have like those scraggly pieces on the back. So that's the way I like to have it. And I also go around the sides just to make sure that they're even and smooth. Sorry guys, my voice is like cracking. And you can hear Zaddy in the background snoring because I decided to do my voiceover while she was sleeping. So, and it does make it a lot easier when you use gloves, because when you are grabbing the cake, you don't have to worry about it getting underneath your fingernails and the chocolate getting on your nails. So I do find it easier when I am using chocolate just to wear gloves, because it just makes my life so much easier. And then I did this one. I actually put these in the freezer for about 5 minutes. To me, I strongly recommend doing this because it helps tremendously. Now, with my Rice Krispies, as I stated before, when I shake them like this, you can see the hole right there. I get like this hole, and it just, that's how my whole destruction comes. So I found out by dipping them and then lightly shaking them and then putting them on my wax paper and vigorously shaking them kind of up and down, but since the chocolate is on the wax paper, you'll see right there. And I move it up and down and kind of side to side, shake all the excess off. It doesn't create a hole. So if you do try it, please let me know in the comments. I would love to hear if it worked. It works for me, and I know what you're gonna say. That's a lot of excess chocolate. What I do is, once it dries, I take it off the wax paper and then just put it back in my cup and remelt it. That's it. So there is no waste. And it actually works so much easier for me because I don't have to worry about having holes in my Rice Krispie treats. Like I said, if you do try it, please put it in the comments. I love to see. And even if you have a different way of doing it, I would love to hear. I love trying new things, so I'm always down for it. The colors of Howard University's colors are red, white, and blue. And their mascot is the bison. So I really also love the dip method of Cakesicles. I just love the look of them. And like I said, I'm getting better. Even though I had a lot of fails in this video, I learned a lot. So like I said, I strongly recommend putting your Cakesicles in the freezer for about 5-ish minutes. And then you take them out of the mold. Take them out of the mold and let them sit, because you don't want to dip them too cold. Otherwise, your chocolate will dry and it'll be really thick on the Cakesicle. So then after I get done dipping, then I scrape them off, because I don't want so much excess chocolate. To me, when you have too much chocolate, it's just overbearing. So I dip, and you also have to stay calm when you do have fails, because sometimes they can be fixed very quickly. So as you'll see, this one I think just slips right back into my chocolate. And I just stayed calm, waited, and then I just stuck my stick back in there, and bam. It actually went back in, and I hurried up and put it down because I didn't want it to fall back. But I think it was the third one that I did that. But like I said, I know you're probably like, oh wow, that's a lot of excess chocolate. I wait for it to dry, and then I just put it right back in there, and I just remelt it, so I'm not wasting. See, there it is. And then I put the stick right back in, and I pull it out, shake a little bit, and I turn it upside down too, so it doesn't fall again. And then I just keep going, and you didn't even know it fell off the stick. So like, if you stay calm, stay focused, you can find a solution to the problem. You just have to problem solve yourself. That's the only thing. And I actually did have a couple of mishaps in here, but I learned from them, and I'm so proud of myself because it's really hard to find videos of what I'm looking for sometimes, so I just have to figure it out myself. I also recommend for Cakesicles getting a wide-mouthed vessel. I know I've seen a lot of people use really big glass measuring cups. I think that is perfect. Look, this one fell. This one I could not save at all, so I just scooped it out and ate it. So now this one I did a little bit different. I actually let these sit out. Oh, this is what I'm talking about, how I pick it up off of the wax paper and I just reuse it. So the Cakesicles that you see there, those I actually let them sit out room temperature for about 10 minutes. I don't recommend it, and I will show you why. Because when I was dipping them, a lot of the sticks came through the Cakesicles, and luckily I didn't continue to where it came all the way through, but you definitely do see the sticks bulging through the chocolate and the cake, so you will see. And I also wanted you guys to see how I take them out of the mold. I know I've seen a lot of people cut little slits right where the stick is right there, so maybe next video I'll try and do that and show you guys the difference. But so now you'll see I dip it, I flip it, and I think this one kind of fell too a little bit, if I remember correctly. Yep, it did. So I had to use a knife to help me get it out. And luckily, again, you didn't even see the difference. I dropped it. And that little thing on top was just cake. When I smushed it and found out, see, cake. So, and then you can see like the bulge right there. The stick was kind of coming through, so what I did, I just let it sit there for a little bit longer, and when I was decorating them, I didn't pick them up, I just let them sit. And right here, I thought there wasn't enough chocolate around the stick, so I was just adding a little bit more. And it really does help when you do your wrist, but you'll see it again as it's bulging through and the Cakesicle's kind of flipping back. So I just hurry up, put it down, and let it dry right there on the wax paper. But like, I do not recommend, right there, see? And I just push in the stick just a little bit so you don't see where it was coming out. Like I was saying, I do not recommend keeping them at room temperature. For me, at least, it did not work at all. So I much rather just put them in the freezer, let them firm up, and then maybe like reapplying more chocolate when you take them out. And the reason I didn't record me doing the rest of them was because my camera view was completely off and you wouldn't have been able to see them. So now I'm getting ready for the decorations. I normally do use piping bags, but I decided to use Ziploc bags for some reason. I don't remember why, but they work just as well. But I do like piping bags just because when you cut the little hole down at the bottom, it's more of a cleaner look to me. And it's even, I don't know what made me do Ziploc bag this time. But these, I just did Drizzles for the colors because I wanted them to look cute. I thought about doing little ice cream drizzles, but since I'm using an edible image, I would have had to like cover it up so much. So I just did Drizzles. And for edible images, I do not have an edible image printer. I'm not that into the game yet. This is actually my first time using edible images, and I went to Hy-Vee. Well, my mom did. Shout out to my mom. She went to Hy-Vee. We just gave them the picture, printed the picture, and then we got 2-inch edible images, and I got 24 of them. And it was easy, just like that. So if you don't want to get an edible image printer, I do recommend using it. And I believe they're $10 for 12. So I do highly recommend it. And I mean, if you're not like doing a lot of edible images, it's probably more cost efficient to do it that way anyways, instead of buying a printer. And now I'm doing my drizzles. I really did like the way these turned out. And like, as you can see, I didn't pick them. Those are the ones that messed up. They were bulging, and I just wanted them to dry completely before I picked them up. Now, I'll also show you guys like what happens if your chocolate is drying and you're trying to do a drizzle. You'll definitely be able to see it. And if your chocolate is the right consistency, those are the edible images. They were so cute. If your chocolate is the right consistency, it's easy just to peel off and just add a brand new melted coat. So that's what they looked like. These drizzles. Oh. And I've seen some people do some really amazing drizzles, and I'm getting to that point. But like I said, I loved the way these came out. And drizzles are so classic. I thought about doing another design, but when I did, I was already done. My goal, actually, I wanted to write like grad on there, but since I was shipping this, excuse me. Since I was shipping it, I was afraid that the letters, so let's say we're going to be chocolate, they would have broke in the mail, so. And now, I slowed it down a little bit because I wanted you to see how the drizzle looks in real time, and then how it looks when you speed it up. If I actually kept my video the length of my recording time, I know when I first started editing, I had almost 2 hours worth of footage to go through. So I know no one's gonna watch my 2-hour video. So that's why right now we're at 24 minutes. So I try and keep them really low. And for when I'm stirring in my chocolate too, I use knives, plastic ones, because I have used, like just the forks that I eat with and the spoons I eat with, and the chocolate just sticks on there so much. And then when I'm trying to clean it off, it's horrible. And don't they look so cute? And I tried to do something different with the freeze frame. So now I'm gonna clean up a little bit and make it look more aesthetically pleasing, because I know you're like, she's all over the board, everything is everywhere. So just so you guys can get a better look of how they look. And what they look like. They look so cute. I did white, red, and blue with alternating colors. And and you see me peeling off the chocolate that I'm just reusing. And I don't think I've said this before, but when I do melt my sweet tooth fairy and also the other chocolate, I do it in 30-second increments. I put it in the microwave for 30 seconds, stir, and then I only have to do it one more time, put it in there for another 30 seconds, and bam, it's where I need it. Sometimes I do it for like 15 more seconds after that, just to make sure it's all melted and it's the way I want it to be. And I've said this before, I do not use vegetable oil. I use shortening, because when I did use oil, even when it was dry, the chocolate was still a mushy consistency. So I use shortening, and I like the finish. I don't have to worry about it rubbing off. It's perfect. Now I'm showing you guys how I package them. I do normally individually wrap my treats just because unless, and I haven't had any problems with it before, but unless someone tells me they don't want them individually wrapped, that's when I always just individually wrap them. And I believe a lot of my orders I've shipped them. So this one was for, like I said, was for my cousin. The last one I did was for my other cousin, her sister, for her birthday. Nadia and Naya, hey cousins. And my family lives in Kansas, so I shipped them there, and I individually wrapped those two. Say hi to Zadie, everyone. Normally when I'm doing my stuff, she's trying to get my tripod, so I let her make a special guest appearance. I love my little honey, and she's the reason why I do this. So the bags I will also link in the description box below, but the ties came with my cake pop bags, and I believe I got them off Amazon. I really love this look, this ice cream drip look. I think it's so beautiful. And I know I just love the way it looks. And to me it looks like little like Crayola splatters, like paint splatter, and I just love the way it looks. And I did add sprinkles on top. I was disappointed that when I did it, the blues didn't really match up, but you really can't tell that much, so it's okay. And yes, what I should have done is put my sprinkles in a bowl and then sprinkled them. But, you know, like I said, I learned a lot from this order. And every time I do orders, I do try and learn something different. A way to be more effective and more efficient. So, like my cake pops are thousands and thousands of light years from where I was. This is what I was saying. When your chocolate is too stiff, you see how it's not moving and it's stagnant. That's what happens. So now I'm going to show you how I ship an order. I put a lot of bubble wrap just to make sure nothing happens. And I also make sure there's really no space for movement, because when there's movement, then that means now I could have trouble with them arriving not safely. And lately I've been shipping with FedEx. I haven't really had any problems, so as of right now they're good. And it only took this 2 days to get there, and I believe it was $17. I don't remember how much my package weighed, but $17.33, 2 days to Kansas City from Minnesota. So FedEx was a good deal for me. And Zadie's making another special guest appearance. Again, guys, I cannot thank you enough for watching my videos. I do the videos of ones that I do orders for because to me it's just easier. I don't really, if I'm doing something as a trial, majority of the time I don't like the way it came out, which should be even more for me to post. And here are some pictures of how they came out. I appreciate you guys for listening to me. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. If you have any questions, put them in the comment box. And I can't wait for our next video, guys. See you later. Bye.